Have you ever wondered why the Balkans, a region so rich in history and culture, seems to be in a constant state of economic struggle? It's a story that stretches back over a century, a complex web of conflict, political upheaval, and missed opportunities. Today, we are going to unravel this story, from the ashes of empires to the challenges of the 21st century. Let's rewind to the early 20th century. The Balkan states, newly independent or still fighting for it, were already fragile. Then came the Great Depression in the 1930s. It hit them hard. Prices for their agricultural goods plummeted, foreign loans dried up, and unemployment soared. This economic chaos fueled political instability, pushing many countries towards authoritarian rule and making them pawns in the larger geopolitical games leading up to World War II. The war itself was catastrophic for the region. The Balkans became a brutal battleground, suffering immense destruction and loss of life. But the devastation did end in 1945. The redrawing of borders and political purges led to massive refugee crises. Millions were displaced, their homes and livelihoods gone. Economies were in ruins, infrastructure was obliterated, and entire societies had to be rebuilt from scratch. The human cost was immeasurable, and the economic recovery would be a monumental task. Into this vacuum stepped communist regimes, backed by the Soviet Union, with the exception of Yugoslavia, which forged its own path under Tito. For the next 4 decades, the economies of the Balkans were centrally planned. The state controlled everything, from factories to farms. Initially, there was rapid industrialization, and literacy rates and basic living standards improved for many. However, this system was incredibly inefficient. It stifled innovation, created chronic shortages of goods, and failed to keep pace with the dynamic market economies of the West. The state-owned enterprises were often bloated, uncompetitive, and served political goals rather than economic ones. Then, in 1989, the Berlin Wall fell and the communist bloc crumbled. For the Balkans, this transition to democracy and market economies was anything but smooth. It was a chaotic shock therapy. State-owned industries were privatized, often sold off for a fraction of their value to politically connected insiders. This led to mass layoffs and the collapse of entire sectors. Compounding this, the violent breakup of Yugoslavia in the 1990s plunged much of the region back into war. The conflicts destroyed what little economic progress had been made, created new waves of refugees, and left a legacy of ethnic tension and deep-seated corruption that still plagues the region today. The promised prosperity of capitalism seemed like a distant dream. So where do the Balkans stand now, decades after the fall of communism? The picture is mixed and fraught with challenges. Many countries are burdened by high public debt, a hangover from past mismanagement and the global financial crisis of 2008. Official unemployment rates are some of the highest in Europe, especially for young people. This brain drain is a huge problem, as the brightest and most ambitious citizens leave for better opportunities in Western Europe, depriving their home countries of vital talent and energy. On top of this, the region is facing new threats. Climate change is a big one. More frequent and intense droughts, floods, and heat waves are devastating agriculture, a key sector for many Balkan economies. This impacts food security and rural livelihoods, adding another layer of vulnerability. And let's not forget the political landscape. Endemic corruption, weak rule of law, and political instability continue to deter investors and hinder sustainable growth. The path to European Union membership has provided a roadmap for reform for some, but progress is often slow and easily derailed by political squabbles. To combat these issues, Balkan governments are trying to attract foreign investment. They offer tax incentives and tout their relatively low labor costs and strategic location. Indeed, some foreign companies have set up factories, especially in the automotive and textile industries, creating much-needed jobs. The rise of the tech sector in cities like Belgrade, Sofia, and Zagreb also offers a glimmer of hope, showcasing the region's potential for innovation. Tourism is another bright spot, with the stunning Adriatic coast and historic cities drawing millions of visitors each year, bringing in vital revenue. However, reliance on tourism also makes these economies vulnerable to global shocks, as we saw during the pandemic. In conclusion, the economic story of the Balkans is not a simple one. It's a tale deeply rooted in a history of conflict, from the world wars to the Yugoslav conflicts. It's shaped by the legacy of a rigid, inefficient communist system and a subsequent transition that was painful and often unjust. Today, the region grapples with a potent cocktail of modern challenges: staggering debt, a demographic crisis fueled by emigration, the looming threat of climate change, and persistent corruption. There is potential, no doubt. The people are resilient, the culture is vibrant, and the strategic location is an asset. But unlocking that potential requires deep, structural reforms, a genuine commitment to the rule of law, and a stable political environment that can finally allow the economy to flourish. The path ahead is uncertain, but understanding this complex past is the first step toward building a more prosperous future for the Balkans. Thanks for watching. If you found this deep dive interesting, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. See you in the next one.